down a quiet alley, just out of sight. There's a little shop that's known only to a select few. It's a shop unlike any other, a shop not for buying, but for dreaming. As you step through the door, you're greeted by the rich scent of aged leather and paper, along with the faintest hint of wood smoke. The air is warm and inviting, with what you realize is the comforting smell of old books, hundreds of them, their leather bindings well worn with time. Shelves stretch high, lined with tomes of every shape and size, each one whispering of faraway places and forgotten stories. There's a certain magic in the air, as if each book contains a secret just waiting to be told. As you wander further, you notice the shelves aren't just filled with books. There are delicate glass bottles with shimmering contents, their labels handwritten in faded ink, the faintest aroma of dried herbs and lavender mixing with the smell of the leather-bound books. Around a corner, there's a tower of brass-bound chests, each overspilling with the objects housed inside. Around another corner, you spot a collection of antique clocks. They're ticking slow and steady, as though time itself moves differently in this place. Small trinkets, old compasses, tiny porcelain animals, and faded maps are scattered in the most unexpected places, waiting to be discovered. Everywhere you look, there's something new to find, a hidden treasure or a forgotten charm, all inviting you to pause and explore. As you venture even deeper into the shop, your eyes are drawn to a cozy nook tucked away between the towering shelves. The faint crackle of a warm fireplace draws you in, and as you approach, you see beside it the largest, most inviting armchair you've ever laid eyes on. A giant, deep green velvet chair, as big as a bed, soft from many years of love, its cushions as soft as clouds. There's even a matching large, plump ottoman pulled up close to rest one's feet. The firelight dances across the chair, its golden glow casting a warm, soothing light over the room. Nestled beside the chair is a basket, overflowing with soft piles of knitted blankets, their earthy colours inviting you to wrap yourself up in their warmth. Plush pillows are stacked high, each one more tempting than the last. You can feel the pull of it, the cozy armchair, the blankets, the fire. Your body begins to relax, and all you want to do is sink into it. You absolutely can't resist. The chair is the most welcoming embrace you've ever felt, a sanctuary from the world. Though the shop is filled with hundreds of treasures waiting to be explored, and each book with a story of its own, the comfort of the chair and the soothing glow of the fire are far too inviting. You curl up, settle back, and allow the warmth of the blankets to surround you, the softness of the chair to cradle you. As you relax, the shop seems to fade away, and a peaceful, calming story begins to unfold around you, gently guiding you toward a world of dreams. Welcome to Pindlewood and Fable, where every visit is an invitation to rest, to dream, and to explore the comforting world of bedtime stories. One peaceful journey at a time. I invite you now to find your perfect resting place, just as you've walked into our little shop and have been welcomed by the warmth of the crackling fire. You're nestled into the large, old velvet armchair, soft and worn from years of comforting dreamers, just like you. The cushions hug your body as though they've been waiting just for you to snuggle deep into them. The chair feels like a cloud, and as you sink into it, you feel your body begin to relax gently, easily. Now let yourself settle. Let the weight of your body release as you sink deeper into the cushions, feeling the softness of the worn velvet underneath you, wrapping you in warmth and comfort. The soft blankets are draped over your lap and across your shoulders, their gentle weight adding to the sense of deep relaxation. The fire crackles softly nearby, filling the room with a soft golden glow. Notice how the blankets feel, so warm and inviting. They settle perfectly around you, as if each one were chosen just for you. Feel the softness of them against your skin, how it smooths out any remaining tension. And with every breath, feel the weight of the day slip away, leaving you lighter and more at ease. Now take a moment to check in with your body. How does it feel in this cozy space? Are your feet relaxed? Your legs resting gently? Let go of any tension in your knees, your thighs, your hips. Allow the chair to take all of your weight. Feel your body sink further and further. Breathe slowly and deeply. Let the air fill your lungs, and as you exhale, let go of any last bit of tightness in your body. There's no need to hold on to anything anymore. Feel the warmth of the fire, the gentle flicker of the flames, and how it softly caresses your skin. As you breathe, imagine that the warmth from the fire is spreading slowly through your body, from your toes all the way up to the top of your head. With each inhale, imagine you're drawing in that warmth, and with each exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper into the embrace of the chair, heavier and heavier. And as you settle further, imagine the soft blankets becoming just a little bit heavier, cocooning you in the most delicious comfort, wrapping you in a sense of safety and serenity. You're perfectly supported here and now. There's nowhere else you need to be, no rush, no expectations, just the sound of the crackling fire and the comfort of your cozy chair. Now take another deep breath, and as you exhale, allow your body to soften even further. Let go of any last remnants of tension, from your shoulders all the way down to your fingertips, your arms, your chest. With every breath, you feel the sense of heaviness and warmth deepen, as though you're sinking into the earth itself, perfectly grounded and safe. In this moment, there is nothing to do but rest, nothing to worry about. You are here now in this magical space, and you're ready for a journey into your dreams. The fire crackles softly beside you, and in the distance, the gentle murmur of the shopkeeper's voice begins. You're ready to hear the first words of your story, and you feel yourself drifting closer, deeper, into the warmth of your chair, the softness of your blankets, and the sweet comfort of the words that will soon guide you to sleep. As you rest in this place, know that each breath takes you deeper into a world of rest, relaxation, and gentle stories. You are safe, you are relaxed, and you are ready to drift into the softest of dreams. Once upon a time, in a world not so different from our own, There was a girl named Penelope. She was a dreamer, a wanderer of thoughts, someone who always found herself lost in the wonders of the world around her. Her heart was full of curiosity, and her eyes sparkled with the wonder of life's little mysteries. Penelope lived in a small cottage on the edge of the village, with a view of the fields and forests stretching far beyond. On a particularly quiet evening, when the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to blink awake in the sky, Penelope lay in her bed, her eyes fixed on the shimmering constellations above. She had always dreamed of a world where everything was soft and fluffy, where the air felt like a warm embrace and every step she took was cushioned by clouds. "Wouldn't it be lovely," she whispered to herself, "if I could walk on clouds, to feel as though everything around me was light, gentle, and full of wonder?" Her thoughts drifted, as they often did, and before long her eyes fluttered closed, and she slipped into a deep, peaceful sleep. But when she awoke, something had changed. She found herself no longer in her cozy bed, but standing on a soft, fluffy surface, surrounded by a world that felt entirely new. The sky was a soft pastel pink, dotted with cotton clouds floating lazily by. The air smelled like lavender and honey, and the very ground beneath her feet was as soft as the fluffiest marshmallow. Penelope blinked in awe. She reached down, her fingers brushing against the ground. It felt like walking on a cloud, light and airy, as though she could sink into it and float away. She giggled, spinning in circles. This couldn't be real, could it? But everything around her was so vivid, so full of life. The sky seemed to shimmer with magic. Ahead of her, she noticed a movement. A tiny bunny hopped from behind a cloud-shaped rock. Its fur was a soft, fluffy white, almost glowing in the moonlight. The bunny twitched its nose and stared at Penelope with bright, curious eyes. Penelope crouched down and held out her hand. To her surprise, the bunny hopped right up to her, nuzzling her fingers before it bounded away, vanishing into a patch of tall, glowing mushrooms. Penelope's heart fluttered with joy. She followed the bunny's path, her eyes wide with wonder. The mushrooms were unlike any she had ever seen. Bright red with white spots, they seemed to pulse with an inner light, like lanterns in the twilight. She knelt to get a closer look and was delighted to find that they sparkled like little stars, casting soft shadows on the ground. As she continued walking, the land seemed to reveal more magic. The trees, tall and majestic, towered above her. Their bark was silver, shimmering like the moon itself. The leaves rustled in the breeze, producing a sound like a lullaby, soft and melodic. There were squirrels darting through the branches, their fur shining like spun gold in the gentle light. The air was filled with the scent of flowers, lavender, jasmine, and a hint of sweet honey. The world felt so peaceful, so safe, as though it existed for the sole purpose of making Penelope feel at home. Then, as she turned a corner, she came upon a beautiful sight. A large, graceful deer stood by a sparkling stream that wound through the land. The deer's coat was soft and silver, like moonlight itself, and its antlers shimmered with faint traces of stardust. It was drinking from the stream, the water rippling with magic as it shimmered with rainbow-colored hues. Penelope approached slowly, careful not to disturb the peaceful moment. As if sensing her presence, the deer raised its head and looked at her with eyes full of ancient wisdom. It made no move to flee, but instead seemed to invite Penelope to come closer. "Hello," Penelope whispered, her voice barely above a breeze. The deer bowed its head in greeting, and Penelope smiled, feeling an unspoken connection. She sat beside the stream, watching the water flow by, the world around her glowing with a soft, ethereal light. It was as though everything in this world was somehow connected, woven together by a thread of magic. As Penelope sat there, a shimmering presence appeared beside her. It was a creature unlike any she had ever seen, a glowing figure, neither man nor woman, but something in between, with hair that swirled like silver mist and eyes that sparkled like distant stars. The figure smiled kindly at Penelope. "Welcome, dear one," the figure said, its voice like the sound of wind chimes. "You have entered the kingdom of clouds, a land where dreams and magic intertwine. Here, everything you have ever imagined exists in the purest form." Penelope blinked in awe. I didn't think places like this could be real," she said softly. The figure chuckled, a sound like the ringing of soft bells. "Most people forget to believe in the magic of the world, but you, Penelope, have always kept your heart open. You have found your way to a place where dreams and wonders can truly come alive." Penelope felt a warmth spread through her chest, like a light inside her had been turned on. This was the place she had always dreamed of, a world of magic, wonder, and gentle creatures. She looked around, feeling the peacefulness of the land seep deep into her soul. "Can I stay here forever?" Penelope asked, her voice full of hope. The glowing figure smiled, its eyes full of kindness. "This place is always here, within you. You may leave whenever you wish, but know that the kingdom of clouds will always exist in your heart, waiting for you to return." Penelope stood, her feet light against the fluffy ground. She walked toward the large oak tree in the center of the kingdom, its branches heavy with golden leaves that shimmered like stars. She sat beneath it, listening to the soft whispers of the wind, the peaceful song of the world around her. The deer, the bunny, the squirrels, and even the glowing mushrooms all seemed to be part of this dream, part of a world that would never fade from her heart. Penelope stood beneath the towering oak tree in the center of the kingdom of clouds, her heart filled with awe at the beauty surrounding her. The air was so pure here, as though every breath she took was a gift, a moment of peace from a world that often moved too quickly. She looked up at the stars twinkling above, and for a moment she felt as though the universe itself was watching over her. Everything in this world seemed to be in perfect harmony. The soft clouds under her feet, the gentle rustling of the leaves in the trees, the quiet songs of the birds, and the serene glow of the mushrooms all seemed to pulse together in a rhythm that felt like it had always been there, waiting for her to discover it. Suddenly, Penelope heard a soft noise behind her. She turned to find a small, fluffy bunny standing by her side. It was the same bunny she had seen earlier, the one with the soft, glowing white fur. The bunny twitched its nose, then hopped a few steps forward before turning to look back at Penelope, as if beckoning her to follow. Penelope couldn't resist. With a soft smile, she followed the bunny down a winding path that led deeper into the forest. The path seemed to open up before her, with clusters of glowing mushrooms lighting the way and trees forming a protective canopy above her. The sound of trickling water grew louder, and soon she found herself at the edge of a sparkling stream. The water was so clear that she could see the smooth stones lining the bottom, and every now and then a small shimmering fish would dart beneath the surface. The bunny hopped onto a large stone in the middle of the stream, pausing to look back at Penelope. She stepped carefully across the stones, her feet light and quick, as though the air itself was helping her keep her balance. On the other side, the path led her to a small clearing where a family of deer were grazing peacefully. Their coats shimmered softly in the moonlight, and their movements were graceful and slow, like the very essence of serenity. Penelope sat down on a soft patch of moss, watching the deer as they nibbled on the flowers. The air here was thick with the sweet scent of wildflowers and fresh earth, and she felt a deep sense of calm wash over her. It was as though the world had paused just for her, allowing her to rest in this magical moment. As she sat, a soft sound reached her ears, like the fluttering of wings. She turned to see an owl perched on a nearby branch, its feathers a soft, silvery grey. The owl's eyes shone like bright orbs in the night, and it regarded Penelope with an expression that felt both wise and kind. It tilted its head slightly, as if studying her, then hooted softly. "Do you know this place?" Penelope asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "How do you all live here?" The owl blinked slowly, then took flight, soaring high into the night sky. Penelope watched in awe as it circled above her, its wings catching the moonlight. She felt a sense of wonder rise within her, as though the owl's flight was a message, a reminder that there was more to the world than what met the eye. Just then, a soft voice spoke from behind her. "This is the land of dreams," the voice said, warm and gentle. Penelope turned to find the glowing figure from earlier standing beside her, its silver mist-like hair swaying in the breeze. "This world is born from the dreams of those who still believe in the magic of the world. It is a place that exists between reality and fantasy, where the impossible becomes possible, and where the heart is free to wander." Penelope looked up at the figure, her heart full of questions. "But how can I stay here? I never want to leave." The figure smiled softly, its eyes kind and knowing. "You are always welcome here, Penelope. This world lives inside of you, in your heart and your dreams. You need only close your eyes and think of the soft clouds beneath your feet, and you will return." Penelope's heart swelled with emotion. She realized then that this world, the kingdom of clouds, was not a place she could visit once and leave behind. It would stay with her always, as long as she held on to the belief that magic was real. Penelope stood up and turned back toward the sparkling stream. The world here was so alive with magic, it felt like she could stay forever, wandering through the soft mist and glowing mushrooms, exploring the towering trees and listening to the songs of the birds and animals. But something tugged at her heart, a quiet reminder that even though this place was wonderful, there was another world waiting for her, one where she could share her magic with others. She took a deep breath, letting the air fill her lungs, and began to walk back toward the large oak tree in the center of the kingdom of clouds. The path seemed to grow shorter as she walked, as though the world was guiding her back to where she belonged. As she approached the tree, the glowing figure was waiting for her. "Remember," the figure said, "the magic of this place will always be with you. Even when the clouds are gone, even when the stars fade, the dream will remain in your heart." Penelope smiled, her heart full of gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered. And with that, she turned and walked through the soft mist, back into the world she knew. But as she walked, she could still feel the magic of the kingdom of clouds surrounding her like a warm, comforting blanket. She knew, deep inside, that no matter where life took her, she would always carry a piece of this place in her heart.